I'm on location at whatever location this is, and this is going to be the start of the Blue Border videos. Blue. These are the away missions. These are going to be the most unedited slapdash videos I can possibly do. I decided that, like, when we're in the swing of things reviewing a new Star Trek show, it's kind of weird for like one video a week, but the production value of my videos is like higher than normal. So what if I could just do something really, really slapdash in between? And I notice that they're popular right now on YouTube. Like, people like things that look like they're not really produced well, right? I mean, I don't have great gear, but I try with my reviews. The red border is reviews, and yellow border is stuff that's not reviews, but still in character. I'm not in character right now. I'm not Mark, or am I? This is an away mission, and I'm just going to be talking about things that are going on, like, in between these reviews, stuff that I wasn't able to get to in the review, and the more meta stuff with regards to Star Trek. What else would I be talking about? Look how slapdash this is. I got two hands full, microphone, and the camera in the other hand. I should get one of those selfie stick things, so it could be far away. Haha. I was thinking, with my last review for Strange New Worlds, Wedding Bell Blues, I couldn't really get around to explaining this more complicated thing that was kind of, and it was kind of with regards to both episodes so far of season 3. One of those things was with Strange New Worlds, specifically Hegemony Part 2. I noticed that the characters didn't cry. Like, they looked like they were about to. It looked like Pike was going to cry at one point, and then same thing with Chapel, and they didn't, and I thought that was commendable. I don't know if that came up in the review, but I just wanted to point that out here. I think that might be harder to do. Hey, can you almost cry for me? Cry on demand. We're casting this show. Can you cry on demand? Can you almost cry? Maybe it's harder. I don't know, but I really appreciated that we didn't go over the edge and just start crying. And there was a kind of like a meme about Discovery and crying all the time. And, whether it's strictly true or not, when you watch the show, you realize that sometimes memes mean something. Like, they don't come out of absolutely nowhere. Like, if the meme around Discovery was that everybody's crying all the time, there might be something going on there, and people were crying. So I really appreciate that we didn't do it when we could have done it. Right? In Strange New Worlds, in Hegemony Part 2. Had this been, 5 years earlier, they probably would have been crying about whatever, Chapel and Pike and whatever. And Pike, if someone was going to cry, it would have been there, but, he didn't, so thank you. But on top of that, the more significant thing I wanted to bring up in this away mission was that percentages. I think percentages mean something. Ratios, things like that. Statements of inequality. Like, we got this much of that and this much of this, and the ratio is too much in favor of this, so we got to change it. We got to balance it out. I'm noticing now, like, the more significant thing with New Trek is not that we have these strange experimental episodes. That's actually not that much of a big deal. Like, oh, we're going to have this murder mystery one, and we're going to have this romance one, and we're going to have this one that's like a book or something, We've been getting these, and one that's they're going to be singing, a singing one. It's not really about the fact that we have them. It's about what ratio of the episodes are including that. Like, what is the ratio between a neutral episode and these special episodes, we'll call them. So, like, neutral episodes would be like a ship in a bottle type episode, if you know what that is. Takes place entirely on the ship. Moral dilemma. What do we do? We're going to have a meeting about it. Yada, yada, yada. We end up coming up with a solution that's, the best of the bad options. Best of both worlds. And that's the end of the episode. And that's how a neutral episode of Star Trek would go, right? So, like, I would say a good neutral episode of Strange New Worlds would be like Children of the Comet. I didn't completely love that one, but it's super neutral. It's a very Star Trek-y episode. And when you have only 10 episodes in a season, and you have Hegemony show up, and it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience where everybody almost dies, that's not neutral, right? That's action-packed. Maybe it's interesting, maybe it's fun, but it's not the neutral Star Trek story, right? It's about almost dying. It's about saving the universe, and it's about a big battle, right? And we used to have crazy battles in New Trek where a million ships would shoot at a million other ships. I didn't know what was going on. End of season 2 Discovery, I'm looking at you. That's not neutral. And Wedding Bell Blues is not neutral as well. It's goofy. It's about a marriage. It's funny, haha, love triangles. That's not really a neutral Star Trek story either. And non-neutral Star Trek stories have been around since the 60s. Don't misunderstand me. Don't think I'm just saying, oh, this is a new thing. It's not. But when you have 10 episodes in a season and 3 or 4 are not in the neutral Star Trek headspace, so that's like, what, 40% of your season is now not neutral. And should any show be better served by having the majority of its episodes, say like by 70% of them, be like in the neutral category for that show? Does that make sense? Should it be that way? These seasons are short, and we're getting like 56 episodes? No, we're not even getting that. Season 5, man, we're getting Strange New Worlds has always had 10 episodes per season. We're getting 4 seasons plus 6. So we're getting, 46 episodes. So in 46, what's the ratio going to be, right? Was it going to work out to be like a full quarter of them are very unusual experimental episodes? If that's the case, it does upset the balance as you're watching it. Think of it like this. As you're watching a show as it's coming out, your experience is totally different than somebody that's going to be watching it in 20 years. 20 years from now, people will be able to selectively skip things. They'll say, I didn't like that one, didn't like that one, didn't like that one. They can just go for the core kind of neutral Star Trek episodes. But when you're watching it as it's coming, it feels different, right? That means something too. And there's something to be said for giving people a break, right? Like having Hegemony and then 2 neutral episodes and then Wedding Bell Blues, right? There's something to be said for that, because we will become the audience that watches it in 20 years, say, and picks and chooses, but we're not that audience now. So I think that's actually a factor in something. But the point of this is that percentages are important, right? If you told me that we only have 10 episodes in a season and we want it pretty much to be one story, as in one episode picks up after another, that's how it was in Discovery anyway, and thankfully it's gone with Strange New Worlds, but you know what I mean. I would say, wow, these episodes better be bangers, right? They better be all bangers, and they better be like they're like 8 of these episodes in 10 better be strong, neutral, sci-fi Star Trek style stories, right? But it's such a weird. This is a kind of a meta concept I've been thinking about, how the ratio is important, and then the time afterwards when it first comes out and you go back to watch them is important too, because it's gonna change your experience. So basically, the people who are working on Star Trek now, or who are going to be working on it in the future, my question would be like, how big are your seasons going to be? That it's actually important. It means something. When you're going to start this show, how big is your season actually changes what you can put in the season. It's very strange, but I'm thinking about posterity here, right? Like, how is this going to be viewed forever from now? And we're all going to have episodes that we skip and episodes that we don't skip, and that's going to change our experience. But for now, 10 episode seasons, and we just got to cram this stuff in there. And we know we want an episode where we go down in a submarine, and we know we want an episode where everybody turns into a kangaroo, and we know we want an episode where people are trapped on an island where they have to climb a tree and get a coconut. All these episodes sound insane, but we only got 10 episodes, so whoops, 30% of your season is insane, right? Weird now, but you can skip it later. So what's it going to be? Paramount, Skydance, CBS, whatever. I'm not really following that kind of thing. I know there's some kind of merger going on. What's it going to be for the new Star Trek era? I outlined it before. The new era is coming, and it might be on cue. You know, Kurtzman began. I mean, you could say J.J. Abrams began in 2009, but I mean, Kurtzman was involved in that as well. I like to think of the Kurtzman era specifically as like 2017 to like 2025, which is now. You know, that's not a short amount of time in Star Trek land. But you could actually look at it like, oh, New Trek is 2009 to 2025, which puts it much older. Which is it? What's it going to be? New Trek is about to end. New Trek is still going. Season should have more than 10 episodes, less than 10 episodes. 10 is fine. The ratio of strange episodes to good episodes is okay. I say strange to good, but they could all be good depending on who you are. But yeah, that's just something I was contemplating. And basically, I'm just going to head back to the ship, and I'm done with my away mission. And I'll see you guys next time, Lieutenant Mark. I'm going to see you when next time I see you. So long.